There we go. Look, I'm somewhat professional today. I actually have stuff planned. Okay. All right. So. Oh boy, are we the greatest people ever? I mean, look. The fucking face. All right, that's how we're gonna start this show. All right. So, hi everybody. This is a random thing that we thought up while drinking. Well, mostly me. Welcome to the one and only potentially essential podcast. Basically, we're three essential workers that have been working this whole time and thought, you know, hey, we need more content. So here we are. We got Kendall up in my, at least up in my direction of right. We got Crash up in my left, and you got me down here, you know, between them both. Because that's the way this works. Plus, then I can feel Crash's long, luxurious hair flowing over me.
Oh.
Exactly. So, how are you guys doing, basically, since this whole thing started?
It's, for me, has been better, surprisingly. I think I'm going to be coming at this from, like, a very different angle than either of you, because my quality of work and quality of life is actually, like, slightly improved. Which is weird, so I'll leave it at that for now for introductory things.
Same shit, different day.
And as people probably seen from me, I'm a fucking mess.
Yeah, you are.
Business as usual for Zorn.
Basically, yeah.
I saw the update video, and that's just some shit. That sucks, man.
We'll get into it a little bit more, kind of deal. But let's just explain for the people who might not be aware, like, you know, they might be coming into this, like, what we kind of do for a living. I'll start first. Basically, I'm a pig farmer. You know, that bacon on your table, thank you, Crash. I grow that.
That's the sound of pig, man.
Yeah. But Kendall, I see you got the hat on, but what do you do?
Representing.
Yeah, I work for Amazon to deliver. Well, I don't technically deliver all your packages. I make sure that the warehouses that deliver your shit have the shit to deliver in the first place. I work in an IXD building where we basically ship products to warehouses all over. It's supposed to be technically local. But last time I checked, fucking Mississippi and New Jersey aren't fucking local to here.
I don't know, Crash. How, is Mississippi local to you?
Mississippi's very local to me, Kendall. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not in California, and so...
No, that's the opposite end. That's pretty far away.
What about you, Crash?
I work at a regional bank. I work at kind of the main offices and transferring wires and things like that. So a lot of my... I don't deal with customers directly, like face to face, which is one thing that we're going to kind of get into about this whole you know, corona thing. But also so most of my stuff is over email or phone calls or things like that. So yeah, that's where I'm coming from.
All right. Now, and most people might know we all live in different states, obviously, and things like that. So I'm just curious, how long have you guys been in curfew for, per se? Like, because I know a lot of states were different in, like, when they started. For me,
when
personally,
when you say curfew,
I'm so sorry. I meant quarantine.
Recent events, or are you talking about?
That's a whole nother topic that we might get into later.
Between the idea of you putting this idea out there and us filming this, some shit has happened.
Yeah.
We might get into.
Let's not talk about that. I've been getting into that for the past 2.5 days, and I don't feel like explaining more on it.
Yeah, but that's exhausting.
Fair point. But, you know, I will say this. You know, we will stay away from that in this podcast, per se, because this is not what that is about. We are about the essential workers, but honestly, for me, my thoughts and prayers go out to a lot of people, and I've also been doing the best I can to help out as well. I've donated to some organizations and things like that, but that's not what this podcast is about right now. So, you know, thank you guys. We appreciate it. And, you know, Black Lives Matter.
Yep.
All right.
So, question one.
So going into quarantine is what I meant to say. I'm so sorry. That was my bad.
Months ago.
Yeah, quarantine thing. When did you guys really start with the whole quarantine thing, per se, roughly in your states?
I I think with ours, it was kind of maybe the end of March, and we just, as of yesterday, June 1st, dating this now, we have released that or let up on that work from home, stay at home order. And so people, as of yesterday, started going back to work and ruining the amazing commute that I had when there was nobody on the roads. It was fantastic.
That's the one thing that's been great, has been the commute. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I think it was like 2.5 months. Now, there are some people that are still working from home. My wife is actually getting some she has medical issues, some pre-existing medical conditions. She's actually putting together some forms from her doctors and specialists to allow her, submitting them and allowing her to continue working from home. She's actually able to work from home with her job. I'm not. I have to work on site with my thing.
Yeah,
right.
But there are some people at my office as well, at where I work, that are continuing to work from home as well. So even though that ban has been lifted as of yesterday, let me punch the mic stand a little bit more. Even though that ban has been lifted, there are still some people that are able to work from home and are choosing to work from home.
Okay. Fair enough. Kendall?
I think it's about the same as Crash.
Yeah, I think we're about all the same.
I think every state shut down at the end of March, basically.
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
yeah, because it was mostly April, yeah.
Yeah, my birthday is at the end of March, and I remember trying to, figuring out maybe a couple weeks before that weekend, trying to figure out, what are we going to do? We're going to have people over, blah, blah, blah. And then, a week after making plans, we went, this isn't going to happen. So yeah, it was about mid-March that everything kind of got really got ramped up, and everybody realized just how widespread and how dangerous this shit was. So,
and it's still dangerous, yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It hasn't gone away yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe we're still on technically lockdown over here.
Okay.
Because no one, it's only certain businesses like banks, food, everything else is still shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not considered an essential business, it's not open. So Walmart's open, Target's open.
Right, and that might be just because of the major cities, there have been hit hardest, because at least from the news that I have been seeing, it's a podcast now. Kendall Birch, we're good.
Yep. Let's start off.
Yeah, but
it's been so long.
Oh, yes, it has. But from what I've been seeing personally, with everything going around, especially California, New York, and all those major cities have been kind of, hit a lot. And I know California is not a city, but there's plenty of major cities in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everyone still thinks that LA is the fucking capital.
I don't know the capital of California, but that's just my own.
Sacramento.
Thank you. Now I know. Till I'm done drinking. But for me over here, it's again like you guys. It was kind of at the end of March that it kind of hit, and also something is Discord has officially blown up for some reason. I have to check that on the phone with something I don't know, but I got 3 messages, so it's oh shit.
Mr. Popular over here.
Yes, we might take a quick break real quick, so give me 1 second.
How does one turn on?
He's off to the side, right? He went over here. He went over here.
I went over here. Yeah, I went over there.
There it is. Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah. Hey.
I went over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a hat that says Kroger.
It's fine.
It's okay. I'm not wearing my shirt.
I think I'm the only person that's
put on an apron.
I think I'm the only person that's on brand right now. So
I can't bring my brand here because hey, we got the White Castle. We're good.
Yeah.
Oh, we are so. All right. Well, we are recording right now, just so you know, kind of deal. But I can cut all this out.
But it can be edited.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, basically, so we're gonna roll right in real quick. All right. And as I was saying before in the mentions of people messaging me up, it was this guy over here. Hi, Mute. How you doing?
Yay.
Bringing in another essential worker, which as we kind of explained before, what we all do. You say Kroger worker?
Yeah, I work in the kitchen in a Kroger.
When you say in the kitchen, what do you mean by that?
So I mainly work behind a counter. I can still see the rest of the floor, and I still have to deal with a lot of people walking around, asking me stupid questions, wanting to know where stuff's at, and I still have to walk people across the floor and stuff like that. But I mainly stay in the kitchen, but that can't hold me down. I like to walk around the store. Fair point.
So, you actually cook things in the Kroger?
Yeah, I cook things. Yeah, I prepare chicken and stuff like
Oh,
that.
I'm gonna get. Is it like the pies and stuff like that, or
No, I don't work in the bakery.
Oh,
No.
okay.
No, bakery, and the food court is like something different.
Yeah,
Okay.
I work in the deli department.
Oh,
So
okay. But yeah, we were just kind of going over like when basically lockdown started for everyone, like with the quarantine and everything. And I was wondering, with you, did it happen like at the end of March, like it kind of happened with us, or were you a little bit sooner?
At the end of March, see, Kroger has a thing where the more money the store makes, the more money the manager makes. So we waited as long as we could to see any effects of any kind of lockdown. I think we were 2 weeks into the state being locked down before we had to wear masks.
Oh, man.
And stuff like that. It was, so we were the last, and we were the first to get rid of those restrictions too.
God damn.
Wow.
Like we kept those restrictions for maybe a month.
Only a month?
And they were gone.
Holy shit.
They got the, and Kentucky is the coolest state about about everything. You know, the man, he wants to keep everybody safe. What's his name? Brashear. But Kroger doesn't care.
Let's leave it at this. If I don't wear this at my job, I can get fired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't care. They would tell me to put one on, and if I didn't want to, they'd kind of like walk away.
No, I'll get fired. I'll get escorted out the building.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You, Crash?
It's because of the setup at my work. I work at a desk in a cubicle. Our office was originally 7 people, and the way our office works is we're very locked down because we're a lot of times on phone calls with customers, taking their information and then reading it back to make sure that we got it right. Like, is this your PIN? Blah 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 blah. So because we're saying some kind of sensitive customer information sometimes out loud, we're behind a couple of locked doors. We actually don't have internet on our computers. We're behind a very strong firewall and stuff like that. So while there are 7 of us that work in that department, the department next door to us, actually, most of them vacated because they were able to work from home. And so half of us moved over there. So we're actually pretty spread out. I don't have to wear a mask. Some people do, some people don't. I'm not personally wearing one because I'm just not around a bunch of people. I honestly come in close contact with one person a day, even though there are other people kind of working around me. They're all usually like 10 feet away from me, if not further. I wear it when I go out, when I have to go pick up food, when I go grocery shopping, stuff like that. But I'm not that close proximity with people at my office, and also with so many people working from home, there's not nearly as many people around anymore. So I could wear it, and honestly, like, I should wear it, but I'm sitting at a computer desk for 8 hours a day, facing one direction with nobody else coming and interacting with me. So it's not as big of a deal. I mean,
and I'm guessing you're not talking as much, kind of deal.
Well, I mean, I'm talking on the phone with people, but that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, like it probably wouldn't matter as far as diction and clarity with trying to relay information over the phone or anything like that. I could take it off if it was making a difference, and then I could put it back on. But it's not as big of a deal for us. But there's a lot of other things, a lot of other positive things going on that my company has decided to do that I feel safe not having it on. And once again, not close contact with a lot of people, so it's not 100% necessary. So
gotcha. By the way, I just like to point out, Kendall, I saw you changing your screen that whole fucking time. We could see it
kind of went like this. I'm like,
could see it in your glasses. It was kind of interesting. So
all right, then let me just do that real quick.
Oh no, what is he doing? We can't tell.
I hope
no, you don't want to.
All right, but on a more serious topic.
I have to wear this mainly because I live with someone that's immunocompromised. My mom has diabetes, so wearing that is necessary for me.
Gotcha. For me, it's kind of a voluntary thing. Some people in my work do wear masks all the time. Some of us don't. With how much I'm moving around and how much things go on in my work, I personally don't wear a mask. Because if one person gets sick, we're all getting sick. There's no, even if you're wearing a mask and everything, because we share showers, we share, a whole bunch of things. You know what I mean?
If one person's fucked, we're all fucked.
Basically, we're in such close proximity with each other, we don't really have a choice. We go work in different departments, but we all eat meals together and things like that. My company,
like that one guy eating the fucking bologna sandwich with ketchup.
I must have missed this thing.
That's a whole nother. that's a whole nother thing.
All right.
But basically, it's kind of like it's a voluntary thing. But if one person's going to get it in my industry, in the farm, we're all going to get it because we all, eat at the same times and everything. Because it's kind of like we have to move at certain times, and work at certain times together, in order to accomplish what we need to do, kind of deal. But like you, Crash, like when I go out and everything, I wear masks and everything. Especially like right now when I'm going to get my shoulder work on, I even wear a mask while, going to do that. So.
Gotcha.
So, for the next question, by the way, so how does, my next question would be for everyone, how do they feel knowing basically you guys that you are an essential worker kind of deal? How does it make you feel? Have you not seen the
commercials? Do you not see how much they actually care?
They care. Yeah, they love us.
All right.
We here at Corporation.
I got a $2 raise while this shit was happening. They said, no, this shit's ending on the fucking 1st of June. So now I lost that $2 fucking raise.
I got a $2 raise for 3 weeks.
I forget. I've got a little bit of a raise because I've had to be there. And it may still be ongoing because people haven't come back yet. But I did get, because our department had to come in, we were financially compensated with some sort of bonus. I forgot how much it was. I think ours was a flat, like this amount for every paycheck or something like that. But yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah, you got nothing. Especially I got no promotions your ass got.
I got no raise. I got no nothing. I was just told required to work. I will say this though: a lot of companies outside my work did buy us like goodie bags or like donuts and things like that. Yeah. But it's still kind of a. I don't want to say I don't want to say a kick in the teeth a little bit, but it's one of those where I'm just working like normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And my company's actually taken it very seriously with as much as they can do. People that obviously, because we're a bank and people have to move funds in order for other businesses to function, we have to function. And so we do have a lot of people coming in and a lot of other people at branches throughout the state and throughout other states that we are part of. We have a lot of people working still at those branches, and but I know at least with so I work in like the main, like the headquarters of this bank, and what they've done is actually they did a lot of stuff. They gave everybody a mask. They said, once again, they split people that were able to go home and work from home. They sent them home, and then they redistributed people that had to work there so that we were more spread out, which is a good safety measure to have everybody less congested or whatever. We also were all given hand sanitizer pumps that I've got that on my desk. So I use that all the time going, like if I do have to go out and go fetch something, go to the mailroom or go to the bathroom or something like that, like I can come back and immediately like wash my hands or something like that. We all have cleaning supplies, sprays and wipes that at the end of the day, I always wipe down my desk and my keyboard and everything like that. We have people that come through the hallways 2 or 3 times a day that just wipe down all the doorknobs, along with cleaning the bathrooms. Like that's an additional thing that they do. We also have workers, medical workers in our lobby that we have to stop and get before we're allowed to go to any of the upper floors. We have to get our temperature taken every single day. Yeah, there's a small line of people at a couple of different tables, just like getting our temperature taken, making sure that we're not exhibiting any symptoms or anything like that, and then we're allowed to go up. So because my business is very much the business of making money and making sure that other people's money is safe. They've taken it very seriously, and I'm very proud and very impressed with all of the measures that they have actually taken to make sure that everything is safe for the people that do have to come into work.
Mm-hmm. Kendall, you're muted.
Fucking goddamn it! I muted the thing, so I hit that. I guess I hit the fucking microphone button also. God fucking damn it! But yeah, same thing as Crash. No, there's a fucking bottle. God damn it! And now I got 2. I'm like a fucking asshole.
Popping bottles.
But yeah,
pop.
I know. I kind of want to go get another one, but I'm in the middle of recording. Excuse me. But yeah, same thing as Crash. Like before you can even walk into the facility, They have infrared cameras set up. I think they got about. They used to have like 3, but they closed down one lane for people exiting, so that way no one crosses.
No cross contamination.
Yeah. So like people that are going out don't fucking cross in with the third line right there because the third line's like right there by the exit. So they're like, all right, we'll get rid of the third line and just use these 2. But yeah, they have infrared cameras. Like Crash said, if you exhibiting the fever temperature, they'll send your ass home and like, yeah, go home 2 weeks, come back, basically.
Do you now? My question is, do you still get paid for that then with the 2 weeks? Or
I have no fucking clue.
Okay.
Just to cut in on that, ours, you do get paid for those 2 weeks of leave.
I don't know. I work for a multi-billion-dollar fucking company. Who knows what they'll do?
Yeah, congratulations,
Kroger.
your boss being a trillionaire, by the way.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Fuck that guy. All right, I'm gonna get in on that fucking video in a second.
All right,
where he's fucking walking around in goddamn 2 different facilities. But yeah, they hand out masks after you get your temperature taken if you don't have one already. They have sanitization stations everywhere, little portable hand washing stations, hand sanitizers. They got basically specifically where I work in Outbound. Near our little stand-up area, they have. It's just a fucking area where they just keep all these sanitization products. So, like, literally, there's about 8 58-gallon barrels of fucking sanitization liquid just sitting there, aka bleach water, as they call it. Like, yeah, it's bleach water. It's like, all right, whatever. So all that's sitting like right there. So I get to every day I come in, I just get to walk past numerous empty spray bottles and this cleaning product that's just sitting there for like some reason. I'm like, do y'all even refill this? Because if so, y'all do this shit during the goddamn day. But
fair point.
Like I said, if you don't wear this, they'll tell you wear it. If they have to tell you it again, they'll fucking fire your ass on the spot and then walk you out.
Gotcha.
Oh my god, I'm about to get on a fucking tirade right now.
Well, before you
Hold
do
on.
that,
Hold on, here we go.
I believe it's Mute's turn, by the way, just so we can throw him a bone.
At Kroger, when we had to wear the masks, we didn't have to take our temperature. And then I remember they told me one day, they said, temperatures starting tomorrow are mandatory, but it was starting at like 10 at night. I don't know why. They really wanted to stretch out the time. They said if you had a temperature over 102, something like that, something that's a little high, you would be sent home for a day. You'd get the rest of the shift off. You'd come back the next day.
Let's try this again.
Yeah, they really wanted to keep you. But it's not like you walked in and got your temperature taken. You had to go find a manager. And then a manager had to walk you upstairs. So if a manager's over in baked goods aisle 10, you had to walk through so many customers and then loop back around, go back upstairs, get your temperature taken, and then who knows if you're allowed to work. And then if you weren't, come back the next day.
So basically, pass all the people, get them sick before you can even tell.
And then some people weren't even wearing masks. They were wearing face shields. But that's a problem of... It's not stopping anything because it's hitting that shield and rebounding and going every which way.
When you say face shield, what do you mean?
Like imagine if you were working with chemicals and you didn't want chemicals to get in your eyes.
Yeah, just like clear plastic over your face like this.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
That's
absolutely does nothing to stop the breath.
Yeah, that doesn't do.
And then there's people walking around with masks. I have a dish rack here, walking around with masks like this all day.
Yeah.
I
actually saw.
I fucking hate that shit.
Or on the chin.
I saw a drawing that somebody did that it's if you wear your mask like this where it doesn't cover your nose, it's like wearing your underpants like this where your dick's just flopping out the front, but you cover your balls. That still is, coming from that's still respiratory, and that's what the disease is. It is respiration. It's not anything in your mouth; it's in your lungs. And so, whichever way that you inhale and exhale, mouth or nose, it has to be covered. Otherwise, that's fucking things up.
Yeah, well, it all depends. Sorry, go ahead.
They'd be like, I can't breathe with this mask on. I have to have my nose out. I'm like, that's the point.
Yeah.
What do you think the mask is doing? I weigh 300 pounds and I'm back there in the back frying chicken and I can't breathe, but I get over it.
Okay,
Keep that
I'm
chicken
not the
safe.
heaviest person in this group now. Sweet.
Oh, I'm not. I weigh 280, something like that.
Fuck, I'm getting close to it. Damn it. Your boy's 260.
Oh, I wish I weighed 260.
I wish I weighed Crash's weight. Fuck.
Man, skip
190 pounds.
breakfast and eat salads for lunch, and
Yeah.
you probably already do plenty of walking. I have to. I started.
I drink half a gallon of milk a day, and that's
Goddamn.
doing me good.
Your bones is strong.
Bone be dense, yeah. All right.
Your bones are going to survive the death of the sun.
Mhm.
It's gonna catch me there. My skeleton floating around.
Yeah, but for me, other than the masks, and obviously we basically, our boss went out and he basically got a whole bunch of just hand sanitizer and basically hand soap. Nothing really changed for us personally here on the farm because of the fact I work in compared to all y'all, I work in a very, very dirty environment.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? We also deal with a lot of heavier chemicals than you guys do. I mean, except for maybe Kendall shipping out, but I don't know on that one for sure. We deal with a lot of disinfectants and things like that. So for us, it's kind of one of those things where it's either gonna help or it's not gonna help. We don't really know. And again, like I said, I only work in a crew of about 15 people on the farm, so.
Oh, must be nice.
Yeah. It can be.
I'm surrounded by 100 different fucking assholes a day.
Yeah.
Well, stop looking at them like that, and get up off the floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
If I did, I'd end up losing my job getting off the floor.
Mm.
Now, I used to take care of old people, and I can't imagine what it's like working in there right now. I stopped right before all this. I stopped in early February, and it was already zero fun. Well, let me rephrase that. I love taking care of old people. That is my favorite thing in the entire world to do. But the facility was awful because the way healthcare works is they don't have time to shut everything down for a week and rework.
Yeah.
They have to rework as everything's changing and as people are working and as new people are coming in, people are dying or moving out, stuff like that. So I can't imagine what it's like working there now and just dealing with stuff like that. It's probably awful.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that obviously, we're over 100,000 deaths at this point. At the time of recording this, I think I don't know the exact total anymore because, the news isn't really reporting that. I can only imagine what would have happened if you had stayed in there because that's one of the highest risk groups right now. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Kendall. I just hear you clinking over there.
I know. I'm trying to get
set up. They got a million other things going on. Even getting the cold or getting lice or getting flu, it wrecks them. It tears them up.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So
are you okay over there?
Oh, see how Kendall's compensating, which is going to lead to my next question. Kind of deal.
Let me go on that tirade first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's
shut
got
up, Mr. Host.
All right.
Let me just put all these bottles down. Jesus Christ.
I'll just sit back, sipping my wine.
Yeah, no, I have too many fucking bottles. Let me move that one. Mm-hmm. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah, sanitization. And now, wearing this, if I don't wear this, I get fired. But now, there's a special group of fucking people that they decided to take from our groups. So basically, now we have these things called social distancing guardians. Or as I call them, fucking guards. or as I call them, Amazon snitches, basically.
What do they call it? The Gestapo.
Yeah. So basically, you have these people in red vests walking around the facility, make sure people are 6 feet apart. If they're not, they'll tell them. Some people let that fucking power go to their head to where they become fucking assholes. So now,
I wonder where they got that from.
Anyway, no, this is been happening way before. And anyway, so now if you're not 6 feet apart, you'll get a write-up, which is your final write-up, because you usually get 3. So you get a warning. You get a warning first, second, and then third, and then final. And your third is your final, and then you're up for termination. This one, if you're not 6 feet away and the manager sees you, they'll tell you 6 feet apart. So you get your warning. They do it again. Final write-up, which doesn't go away for about 90 days. Ooh. And if they catch you again, they're walking your ass out of that fucking facility. Like this. We don't give a shit what you were doing. We don't care. You're not following our set rules for the company, so you need to get the fuck out of here to keep everyone safe. Mind you, not even the fucking managers are doing that shit. I've had to be like this, like, hey, motherfuckers, back up. Like, get on their ass because they get on our asses for it. Mm-hmm. Now, we're getting into the tirade about the fucking video that I saw about Jeff Bezos.
I didn't see the video, so enlighten me.
Yes, please do. I haven't seen anything.
It's funny. It's funny as fuck because as Amazon employees, we're meant to follow certain guidelines. Walking upstairs, you got to have 3 points of contact. When there's just a whole bunch of rules that we got to follow. So when you're an Amazon employee and you watch that video of him going around the facilities and not following those rules, it's funny as fuck to break down. So one, he's just walking up the stairs, just normal upstairs.
Yeah, no hands on railings.
Smack dab in the middle. The railings are far apart. No one hand on either. So that was the first thing where we started ragging on about that. 2, walking around the facility without a vest, specifically in the area that he was at, which was outbound. So you have people fucking driving on these things called center riders, which are basically long forklifts that are only get about 2 feet off the ground at most.
So they're kind of low. They're just to get off the skid.
It's to move 2 pallets at once compared to the manual pallet jack. So there was that one. Not wearing a vest over there, which can be dangerous, especially if the fucking driver's not paying attention. You got some asshole walking around without a vest. He was kind of in the little robot area where it basically takes totes, stacks them on other totes, and builds pallets as such. So there was that. Then he went to a Whole Foods. No mask while this was happening. Because this is all happening. So he went to these certain areas to thank his employees, aka in the the nicer, I'm gonna say it, whiter fucking areas of that he can go to. Mm-hmm. I'm like, he came to Stockton, you'd be fucked with how much these people would rag on him. We don't give a fuck if you are the CEO. We will rag on you regardless. But so he went to the Whole Foods, since Amazon bought Whole Foods. Walking around, extending out his hand to people like this, like you shake my hand, but it's what's going on. I'm not gonna shake your hand, so I'm just gonna give you thumbs up. No mask wearing. It's come on, dude. We know you're the CEO, but come on.
He's immortal.
Yeah, the Queen is immortal.
He knows that he is
just as immortal.
He has 5 clones in tanks in his basement of his house.
Oh yeah,
that are just ready.
Boot up
garage
2.0. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just that. But yeah, the social distancing guardians is a bunch of bullshit. It's all right, you guys fucking, some of them let the power go to their head. We had to fucking go and complain to not only their PA, who's not also doing that's also doing the same shit, letting the power go to her head. We said, fuck it. And I talk to my senior ops so goddamn often because I'm helping running outbound, basically. I'm not a PA yet. Let me rephrase that. But I basically help run the back half portion because we only have one PA that has to run 4 separate areas at once. So I kind of help her out. I'm all right, I'll take these 2 areas, you deal with the rest. So I talked to our ops, and so I talked to him, whose name is Trevor. But so I talked to him like, "Hey, these certain social distancing guardians are fucking getting out of hand. Like they're telling everyone, hey, you got to be 6 feet, but then when they come and talk to people, they're like fucking right here in their goddamn face, talking to like their friends and shit." I'm like, you can't. No,
you got to follow your own rules that
yeah,
you're trying to
like
enforce.
Don't fucking enforce shit on me when you're not gonna go and follow it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Rules for thee and not for me, kind of a thing.
Yeah. Like, these rules are for you, not for me. No, last time I checked, you're still a fucking tier 1 associate. And once this shit's gone and that vest is gone, you're going to be right fucking back here.
And then the fun will begin.
Yep, and then we'll just fucking hate you for all eternity, as if we already don't already. But I have 2 of my friends that are in the social 3 that are in the social distancing. They're cool. They're cool as fuck. My friend Larry will just joking be like, "Hey, 6 feet," and then like Larry, fuck you. Like, it's like, fuck you. Don't tell me 6 feet, man.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
Gotcha. All right,
almost went skin tone for a second. Glad I didn't. But yeah, it was like fuck you, Larry, man. Like we know he's kidding. Like he's like I don't give a shit. Just make sure when the managers come, you just not that goddamn close.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But well, there's my tirade.
Yeah. Well, since we're on the tirade, Crash, Mute, you got any tirades about your work or anything?
Not. I just hate Kroger.
Yeah. I will say this: the Krogers that I shop at around here, as of at least 3 days ago, as of this weekend when I went, the people at the Kroger that I go to, the employees are still wearing masks. A lot of them are still wearing gloves and everything like that. And
we never wore gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never wore gloves. Even like
my food.
Oh no, I wore gloves.
Okay.
You mean wore gloves? I mean, stalkers didn't wear gloves.
Okay. Yeah.
People didn't wear gloves.
Yeah.
I mean, half the time I don't wear gloves anyway. If I'm not touching food, I'm not going to wear gloves. That's dumb.
Yeah, as a person that
I'm cleaning my counter, I'm not going to wear gloves. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
I at first went like the first couple of weekends because I only go shopping. I go shop on Sunday, get all the things for the week, and that's it. I don't want to have to make multiple trips to the grocery store every single week. So
you only go for
first few times I only go once a week. Yeah, I buy all of my food.
Grocery shop once a week.
I go buy all of my food for the week, and then that's it.
It's normal. Don't act like that's not normal. That is normal.
What do you? Hold on, wait. Let's
don't.
What do you do?
When I go grocery shop, I make sure that I have food in the fridge for about 2 months.
Oh, okay.
So that way I don't have to go.
Physically impossible.
Bullshit. It is. Where is he? Is he right here, Zorn?
Let's take this.
He's down this way for you.
Let's have a little brevity in this conversation.
It is possible.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know how many pizza rolls I can fit in my freezer?
No kidding,
dude.
No, but
Hot Pocket boxes are huge.
There's so much wasted. Yeah, so much wasted packaging space. No, but I go once a week and just buy the food for the week. And the first few weeks that I was going, it was at the time everybody was saying, wear a mask and also wear gloves. And so a lot of other customers and that I saw walking around were also wearing gloves. So I was actually shopping with gloves on, and then I would take out my food, put it in my car, and then I'd throw those gloves away in a trash can in the parking lot so that I wouldn't have the gloves on in my car. I wouldn't be taking all that stuff that I touched at the store, onto the steering wheel and back home with me and everything like that. And after a while, everybody said, well, now that we've kind of learned a little bit more about the virus and how it works and everything like that, the best thing you can do is, if you want to continue wearing gloves, great, but be sure to change your gloves every single time you change locations, which a lot of people were not doing. They're just like, I'm wearing gloves, I'm immune, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to wear these for 3 days straight. They wear them in their car and then they go to places, and it's just you're an idiot. You've got to, every single time you change environments, you've got to change your gloves because you're bringing the previous environment with your gloves into the new environment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But question. What size pizza rolls are we talking? Are we talking about the 90 pack, the 120?
We'll say the 90. We'll say the big bag.
I'd
about
say
40.
Yeah.
40 bags?
About 40 bags.
Nice.
I'd since I took a health class, one of the things they told me was that gloves are important, but like your skin is the best glove you can get. Your
It's
skin
very resilient. Yeah.
It's amazing at protecting you. None of the bacteria you're going to get anywhere is going to get through your hand. It's just not going to get through your hand.
Yeah,
it's only if you're just digging around. And gloves, see you later. And then gloves are just they're for place to place. I mean, even they're just for one area of the store to the other.
Mm-hmm.
And no human being has that many gloves on their person.
No.
So that's why I was always against wearing them. You'd see people pick up something, put it back down, and at that point, there's no difference between wearing gloves and wearing your hand and just wearing nothing.
Right.
Going place to place with different pairs of gloves is the same thing as going place to place and just washing your hands in between.
Yeah. And that's kind of what eventually that mood kind of changed once they learned a little bit more about it and how it manifested and everything like that, and how it spread and how dangerous it was, contact versus, because for a while people thought like, oh, it's contact, and so everybody was panicking about that, and then they went, well, it's particles that go through the air and you can then contact it and then get it that way, but it's not, you don't transmit it or get it via contact, you just may pick it up and then secondarily like inhale it or something like that because it is respiratory. And once people learned that, then I think it was maybe like kind of 3 trips back to back, 3 or 4 trips that I wore gloves. And then once everything changed and everybody's just like, just make sure that you're washing your hands, then I just did that. Anything that was, and it's not necessarily like I'm trying to like be lazy and do the bare minimum, but if there isn't an overall difference in safety and in health and protection and stuff like that, then I don't have to worry about like making sure have that stuff at the ready and have those materials on hand. No pun intended. But yeah, so but a lot of people that are, like you said, stocking and stuff like that, and I think a lot of it has to do with just kind of a mentality of, you see people wearing gloves and a lot of people say like, oh, they're being safe and stuff like that. They may not. They may be wearing gloves between locations and stuff like that. But I think a lot of it comes with maybe like a sense of like an ease of mind. It may be more of an emotional and a mental thing.
I'll be right back.
Go for it.
My mom's screaming about something.
What were we doing?
Did you mention something about alcohol with your next topic?
We were in the rant portion.
Yeah. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
I don't remember either. So we're back.
We're going on tirades.
Yeah, we're going on tirades. All right, but yeah, let me actually get into the next question. You know, we don't know where we left off. We had some problems with IRL stuff, so we had to take care of them. But basically with kind of the lockdown ending with quarantine and stuff like that. I mean, I know, Kendall, you're still kind of in it. Like, what are your guys like feelings right now? Like what is your mental state? Like, how are you feeling towards the end of this kind of deal? Like, what has been kind of your experience with, I mean, I know we talked a little bit about experience during it, but like now that it's kind of seeming to come down a little bit on the restrictions, what's the feelings of like going out back into the world, and stuff? Or Kendall's wanted to go ahead, Kendall.
Yeah, if you want to go first, yeah.
Do it.
We're fucking gamers. We're always isolated. What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nothing's changed.
I've been missing physically. There's like some friends and some
He's
people
got a wife
that I play that I play board games with in town like every couple of weeks and stuff like that. I've been missing that. I've been able to play with my family over doing Tabletop Simulator and stuff like that. That's one thing that I have family that lives in New York City that actually like relocated. They like moved. And I don't know if they're still living in North Carolina. They relocated for a couple of months, and
to get out of New York.
Yeah, they got out of Manhattan. They were living in, I think, Hoboken, and were moving, were having to commute into New York, and they moved to North Carolina and got like an Airbnb that they've rented for several months. And so there's like 7 of them that just live in that one house, and it's gotten them away from, obviously the more concentrated, packed city that is New York. And, but a lot of them have been able to work remotely. One of them, that's like my cousins and then their parents. And so my aunt is actually a teacher. So she's been doing teaching remotely over Zoom or whatever. Both of my cousins on that side of the family work in not IT, but they work in digital like marketing and things like that. So they've been able to work remotely and everything like that with their stuff. But yeah, they picked up their shit and left the city. They bailed, and they've been out and about for a while. One of my cousins, my younger cousin, actually just moved from New York to Seattle, which is like perfect timing.
Yeah.
That's the fucking worst.
Yeah.
With everything that's been going on additionally. But so he's been having the best time with having to move and be alone in a new city, and then like all of this other it's fantastic. But he's been doing okay. Yeah, as far as mental state and everything like that, like I can everyone stay home? Like I'm actually like in a better mental state, and I think it's just like for a few things that because my workload has gotten a little bit lighter because not as many businesses are doing as many transactions. I'm still doing the exact same work, so it hasn't gotten any more difficult. It hasn't gotten any more dangerous or anything like that. My commute, like I said, was super easy. There's nobody on the roads. And honestly, like, even though I've had to, restaurants have mostly been closed, have been opening up recently. And so it's kind of been nice to not have to cook every single meal. But I've actually lost a little bit of weight over the quarantine because I've cooked every single meal, and I've had better control over my portions and what I put into my food and everything like that. So even though it's been more of a hassle that I've had to cook every single meal, I'm actually lost a little bit of weight via quarantine. so as far as I'm concerned, this has been a great past couple of months for me, which is so weird. And it's I guess here we are having like different perspectives and everything like that. But like, I'm doing great.
No,
all right, so who wants to take down the mood now?
Yeah, exactly. Sorry to kick that. Now everybody.
All right, Kendall, let's go with you. Let's go with you, Kendall.
Yeah. No, my sanity's slowly draining to work. That's only because they're hiring new fucking people every goddamn week, month, whatever. It's been. They've been hiring people since January. Let's leave it at that. And if anything, my collection of bottle fingers. Hold on.
Are you? Warriors, come out to play.
Yeah. So this has been over the past 3 days.
Jesus, man.
There's an empty, nondescript beer down here.
I love me some Angry Orchard. It's all good stuff.
No, that's not the nondescript beer I'm referring to.
Starts with an M.
Ends with an O.
Not sponsored.
Starts with M, ends with time. This is the other one, and so.
So that's how you're compensating. We see.
That's made me a bit more of an alcoholic, but that's only due to the fact that I have to deal with fucking new people that are fucking it up, that are making my job harder because there's only two of us that can actually physically do my job at my work, and one's on front half. So when I'm on back half, I had to deal with all of their bullshit along on top of that with whatever the fuck Days wants to throw at me. So I can have 10 fucking things go wrong at the start of shift that I gotta fix that takes anywhere between an hour to half a fucking day before I can even go and work on my shit. But now they're starting to add more problem solvers for us, specifically me, so they can do the work. But like I said, I had to talk to senior ops. I'm like, we don't need more people on back half. We need people on front half so they can fix all that shit. Because there's only 3 people I know that problem solve on back half. Out of the 26 names that I've written down on a piece of paper and showed them, only about 20 of those people are active, and 20 of those people are on back half. The other 3 do other shit. I'm like, we don't need more people here because we're only using 4, sometimes 6 at a time, depending on the day. It's usually down to 3, if not 2, if needed. But it's like, no, we don't need more people here. We need more people in the front half portion, or at least wrap around, which is anywhere between Friday to Tuesday. So I'm trying to get more people for front half wraparound and more people for robots because, like I said, they only use about 4 people, but there's only like 6 of our people that are actually qualified to work robots on our shift. I'm like, no, we fucking need more of those people because it's a fucking shit show. Because about 3 of those 4 people all had the same lunch and breaks. So there's only going to be one operator from a span of 20 to 30 plus minutes by themselves with 8 robots, and they have to go and pick up 1 pallet out of the 8 that there already are on that 1 robot. So Crash, you're a goddamn math genius. Do 8 times 8.
That's 64.
Okay, so one person has to go and do 64. I know, but Crash is the bank man, and look, we already did the.
I graduated high school.
I did too. Welcome to the American school system. But I'm like Zorn knows. He was on the killing floor with me and Zorn doing the math thing for murder trivia.
Yep.
He knows what it's.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Fucking died. But yeah, so it's one person working 64 pallets in about a span of 100 yards or so.
Wow.
Damn.
Let's say like
so it's like a football field almost.
Yeah, basically almost like a football field, if not probably 20 yards shorter, so about 80 yards or so worth of robots that that one person's going to have to walk back and forth between each.
Oh, they got to walk.
Yeah, they have to walk. They have to walk in between them, turn a key. No, push a button, turn a key, get the pallet, jack, take that pallet out, put another pallet in, put that key back in, turn it, hit the safety button, so it can be like, okay, now the robot's like, okay, now I can put.
Nah, I can keep going kind of deal.
I can put totes on this side instead of just put them all on one side. But sometimes you get one destination that's always coming down one robot. So usually there's about two pallets per side. 2 pallets on robots for one destination. For safety's sakes, for not disclosing any other fucking things, we'll just go with SMF3, my facility. So we have 2 pallets on separate sides that can go anywhere between 20 to 25 totes per pallet. So if I get a robot that's blown up all the way to the back of the conveyor, so it kind of has a downward slope and it goes around like this and then comes in and goes to the robot. It's roughly about 30 to 40 yards of conveyor for just the bottom portion. That's not including the part that's going to go up to top, split off into 2 separate groups, and then go to the main conveyor. So, if those 2 separate conveyors to the main conveyor are blue lit, that means nothing else is going to come down those 2 sections. So, if I have 2 pallets and all those things are for that one robot, for those 2 pallets, and there's only one person working, all other 7 robots are going to get blown up. To where when everyone comes back, they're like, what the fuck happened? And they're like, oh, well, Fluid Load finished the trailer for SMF3, so all the stuff had to come over here to robots or to Jackpot. And sometimes it's just a fucking mess to where pallets are lined up, ready to be wrapped on the robots, or there's just a shit ton of stuff over there in Jackpot area. So this is stuff I usually have to deal with on a daily basis because something wrong happens on days, usually primarily Friday and Saturday. My 2 days where it's like, fuck, okay, I got 1 day left. All right, make it through today and I can just fuck off for 3 days, 3 to 4 days. Because probably I'm not going in tomorrow because fuck them.
All right, fair enough.
Anyway.
Mute!
Go.
What's your mental state like, and how you feeling?
So I haven't worked in 3 weeks, something like that.
Goddamn.
something like that. I asked for 2 weeks off because a guy that worked in the same department as me said his girlfriend tested positive.
Okay.
The girlfriend that he lives with and shares a bed with, and all that stuff.
Probably not wearing masks there, so
I know. So I asked for 2 weeks off, and then a little while into that 2 weeks, they extended it for whatever reason. The main thing that I really miss is just I used to go to a restaurant once a week and sit down in there early in the morning, and I can't do that anymore because it's shut down. And half the time it's not even open because the meat shortage. Meat's more expensive than it is.
Yeah.
And
Zorn,
got
get
plenty.
on that.
Yeah, bacon actually went down.
Yeah.
Bacon's actually less expensive than
I'll
fucking
explain
beef.
some things on that. But sorry, Mute. Sorry, go ahead.
So like working is important to me because I don't like sitting at home all the time. I do, but I know it's not good for somebody to sit at home constantly. And but I still live with my parents, so But I don't. If I get stressed out, there's nothing I can do about it. I don't do anything to relieve stress. I'm pretty straight edge.
Masturbation is also a great stress reliever.
It's also horrible for you. Horrible.
You say that.
I'm about to say you say that, and yet I've heard some things. But anyway,
What have you heard? What?
well, it makes you last longer.
Have I not need to remind you? Numerous. Crash knows.
Okay. But yeah. So I've been sitting. I go back to work the day after tomorrow, and I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna hate every second of it because they're gonna be bugging me about why I was off. And I told them that I had to protect a kid that lived with me, which I did. And then his mama took him away from us and put him with somebody else. So now my lie is gone. I'm gonna have to think of an itinerary that I'm gonna have to retroactively fit in an itinerary that he did every day because they're gonna be asking me questions. So yeah,
Damn.
I mean I've been fine.
Like, what
For the
are you
most
doing?
part.
Like, what does that matter to you? What are you, a
Yeah.
pedophile? Like, just
Like,
start
step
calling
up.
them out.
Yeah. All right. Well, to
Yeah,
answer
don't-
my own
Meat
question,
shortage.
I was about
Yeah.
to say, yeah, we've been
to answer the
gabbing
meat
a lot.
shortage, there's no meat shortage in the actual farms.
Yeah,
It's actually coming from the processing plant. It's just
Yeah, I know that.
there's a backup, and I know, but for people out there that might not have watched the news or anything like I'm reporting in that, like as someone who's actually involved in that industry, there's a backup. Like what was it, about 2 weeks ago for me personally? One of the packing plants around here actually got flooded. When all the rains were hitting here, and the semi truck couldn't come out, so we got backed up so bad it wasn't good. But
well,
luckily,
it seems like it was a lot of the same thing that people were having issues with toilet paper, paper towels, and cleaning supplies. That it wasn't that there was a shortage. It wasn't that like the plants weren't making enough. It had to do with supply lines. It was getting.
Yeah.
We have plenty in our like warehouses and
that's
stuff
the
like
problem.
that. It's just
And-
getting it to the stores and getting it out there for people to get because they're fucking panicking.
right, and that's because at least in the food industry and stuff like that, and I'm sure you've heard this. There's the commercial side and there's the consumer side.
yeah.
The commercial side is not working right now, so we have all that extra crap sitting over there. And unlike say Kendall, or you, you kind of know about like expiration dates and stuff. But like money doesn't have an expiration date. A lot of Amazon products don't have an expiration date. You know what I mean?
No, some do.
Well, some do,
Because
but
I've had to change a few expiration dates on a couple of fucking things, and I had to fill out tickets for that shit. It's fucking annoying.
yeah. But basically, you let food sit. I mean, it's gonna go bad. I mean, I'm sure people have seen the farmers plowing the cabbage under, or dumping milk onto just open plains. It's just like we don't want to do that. That's our livelihoods. You know what I mean? So that kind of ties into my point where how am I feeling right now? I'm tired. I'm stressed, and I don't know how much hours you guys have been putting in and stuff like that, but my days have been close to 10 to 12 hours a day.
That's usually a normal day for me.
Has that been like 6 to 7 days a week, like pretty consistent?
That's been 5 days, and then 12 days.
Whew.
because on my farms I have to work weekends. Yeah, because I get that second weekend off. That's why it's not 14. Yeah, so I get 2 weekends off, and then I have to work a weekend, and it gets very tiring. And for just like a standard, last 2 weeks I worked 105 hours between the 2 weeks, and that was without working a weekend.
Yeah, and so like mine hasn't changed. I still go in just like 8:30 to like 5:45. That's it. Nothing's really changed. Well, and once again, bank hours, we're open when we're open, and because I work in the wire department, our wire goes through a federal system that only is available and up and running between certain hours as well. So once that federal system shuts down, yes, we can take your information and we can put it into our system and process it even at like 5 o'clock, but it's not going till tomorrow morning because the Fed system shut down. Right. And so like our time really can't change.
Right. Whereas mine,
because we're set up, we're linked up with a bunch of other banks and with a federal system, and honestly with an international system of transference of funds as well. So we've got a bunch of different regulations and everything like that we have to adhere to. But the positive side of that is like we can't extend hours to like make up for anything. We're set in like we're available from here to here, and we have to be available from this time to this time, and everything else is we can't do anything during then. So it's not like having extra workers or extra time or anything like that is going to give us extra productivity.
Right. Whereas mine is more along the lines of the reason I'm working more. And probably if you guys haven't seen the update video, I've been moved around twice, right before the quarantine and then right in the goddamn middle. So I went from managing just like 400 pigs in a barn to managing over 3,000 and some odd change pigs all of a sudden. Plus, I'm having to train new people and stuff like that, as I'm one of the senior people that works there and, can actually train people.
And I made a comment on that video saying like, oh, yeah, congrats on the promotion. You said that it was a title promotion, but you're not making any more. I
don't make any more money with this promotion.
Is bullshit, but I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Well,
I tell you what, I hate pigs. I feel bad for you. Pigs are the worst. God, they're brutal little creatures.
They can be, yes, but they're also some of the smartest animals in the world, and
they're super smart. All mine wanted to do was get out, and they knew how to get out.
Exactly. try managing 3,000 of them in one barn.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that kind of leads into the next question. Like, we're all, have different experiences. Crash is living, the high life over there with not having to deal with people. Kendall's, having to do.
One thing that's nice about that is that I know that, like, Kendall and Mute, y'all live with family. Zorn, I don't know if you have a roommate currently.
I live alone.
So, like, we have a roommate that's living with us as well, which is kind of nice because we have extra income from that as well, that we're kind of, have a spare room and are able to provide that for a friend that needs it for the time being. But my wife has kind of immunocompromised type things. With a weakened like thyroid issues. She also has asthma. She and on top of that, she works not as a nurse or a doctor, but as a like kind of a administrator at a hospital. And so she's been working from home. That she's been super fucking stressed because she works as like kind of
oh yeah, because that's the front lines basically.
Well, and the thing is that she is working with doing website development and updates and things like that. And so she is now working while she's working from home, she's working 7 days a week because she is constantly having to be in contact with other doctors, with other heads of different departments, with her boss and her boss's bosses, because she's having to update the site with, well, how many cases do we now have? Well, what new information have we learned from the CDC? We need to update our site with the most up-to-date knowledge that they've learned so that people that come to like her hospital's web page have accurate information that matches with everything else that national front runners for health and safety and stuff like that are also saying. So she's been, even though she's working from home and I'm not, her workload because of what she does has been much more stressful. A few years ago, she used to work for a state agency. She used to work for the Forestry Commission, and there was I think it was like shortly after, it was a couple months after she got hired on to be like kind of in a PR position, we had one of the worst wildfire seasons that we had ever had that lasted like months. And of course, working PR at that time was hellacious for her, because trying to get all that information out and make sure it's all accurate and make sure everything's up to date, and where there are burn bans, when they're active, when they're not active, where they're active, where they're not active, having to deal with people that are like, I want to settle my trash on fire in my house. It's like, you fucking can't, because you're under a burn ban. Please take your trash to a facility or do something else. Or it's like all this kind of shit.
Put it in the garbage can. Yeah. And, you know.
Well, I mean, by trash, I mean, like, I just did a bunch of yard work because I have acreage and there's no other feasible way for me to get rid of that than just like, you know, it's foliage. I'm just going to burn it. It makes sense. But you can't right now because the state is really, really dry. It's crispy. Please don't. So the hellacious nature of that she went through a few years ago, she says it's been like that, but for a longer period of time. It's been like this constant stress. It's been this constant with people that she's had to communicate with, as well as, you know, people directly above her that she's had to communicate with and make sure that she's on task with all of that stuff. Constant online meetings, constant emails back and forth with all these different people. She's having to like go in and update the site. She's constantly talking with the IT department as well to make sure everything is populating correctly. And then on top of that, there's other people that like normal business has to function there, so that people that are having like certain events, or like a new doctor got hired, we need to now take that person's picture and all of their accolades and all of their information and make a profile page for them. Like normal shit still has to keep going, that she has to upkeep and deal with, on top of like all of this nonsense. So it's been kind of nice that I've been less stressed and she's been more stressed, and it's kind of balanced out that even though she's working from home, which has been nice, and on top of that our dog tore its ACL jumping up on the couch like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So he had to have surgery on his leg, and 2 weeks before that she had to have a surgery as well for completely different reasons. So like luckily she's been able to work from home and deal with all that stuff. So her life has been just like, even though she's working from home, it's like mega stressful, while I'm just like, well, I'm off to work, honey, bye. I'm gonna go sit and watch YouTube videos all day because no other businesses are open, so we're not actually doing any wires, so I'm getting paid to like browse Reddit and watch YouTube all day.
I got to work.
You okay over there, Kendall? You were having a time with that story.
Missing that.
Oh no. I just forgot that my schedule was being changed to promote social distancing. We're all working in the same fucking warehouse for about an hour straight next to each other. Apparently I go in at 6:30. I just got off that fucking shift to not come in at, not leave at 5. Now I gotta leave at fucking 5. He's like, go in at 6:15. Okay, cool. I'll leave at 4:45 in the morning. Now you're going back to the shift you just fucking changed from, jackass. I'm like, I'm going at 6:15 until you fuckers say otherwise. So, in other words, you can suck my
slurp it all up.
Gotcha.
You can get that on camera too.
I did get that on camera. Yeah, that's
see, now we've reached, this is the level of class that I've missed with this crew.
Yeah.
Mute's like, what the hell am I got myself into?
I am 4 beers in. I have not eaten since
3 days ago.
2:00 this morning.
This was full when I started.
I had a baked potato for supper.
I haven't eaten since 2:00 this morning.
I had tamales.
And I was tired.
Did you eat the
and
husk?
woke up and did this. So
What'd you say, Mute?
Did you eat the husk off the tamales?
No, I'm not dumb.
You didn't rip into the husk. My manager did that at work one time.
Oh.
He straight bit into it and started ripping off the husk. Oh my god. They made fun for so long.
Fucking
it's like,
animal.
That's like eating the skin of a banana. Like,
I'm
I
sorry.
Guess you could, but you shouldn't.
I had people teach me how to eat tamales.
Yeah, it's just really weak dough. That's all they are. It's just like really weak.
I think it's like
whatever dough.
Cornmeal.
Yeah, cornmeal.
It's just cornmeal and water.
Yeah, it's really good though. It's really good.
I've never had them. We sell them at Kroger in the deli, and I've never had them.
We get yeah, we got a butchery over here that makes well, they don't make it, they buy it from a lady that makes it in her house, you know, every weekend kind of deal. Yes, Kendall?
That's legit.
I've made them. They're fucking amazing.
Yes, they are.
Mozzarella, lard, braised pork, beef,
I appreciate you using the pork. But anyway, yes. So
Great.
we kind of touched this on a little bit, but we didn't really get too much into it. So I know a lot of us, some of us more so than others, are really stressed right now and everything. What are you doing to relieve that stress? I know Mute kind of, said he's, not really relieving and is being kind of straight edge, Crash not really stressed. Kendall, you've been drinking, I see.
Drinking, masturbation, playing GTA 5 online.
Oh, God.
All
friends.
at the same time.
Kind of, yes. Only 2 at a time.
But so you go
depending.
to, well, yeah, because you only got 2 hands, and if you keep trying that, too many balls in the air.
2 hands, but I also have things I can stick my dick into. So I can still have
I
2
sure
free
don't
hands.
care.
Mute, trust me, Mute, that this happens all the time on the channel. So
Yeah,
Man, this is a tame conversation.
this channel knows.
yeah,
Yep.
You fucking know damn
I
well.
just
know,
play
I know.
Pikmin
I've been
really
indoctrinated.
cool.
I've been tainted.
I've seen some pretty gross stuff.
yeah.
Oh no, Mute has a great running joke that he likes to do, where it's like, check out this picture of this. Check out this new thing that I've got my setup. Check out my new microphone. And you're like, oh, that's a new microphone. What the fuck is that?
I already got where this is going. I already got where that's going.
Oh my God, that's the funniest thing. Because
Every single time.
Dr. Dordle gets so upset. He gets he gets legitimately pissed off sometimes.
How's he
Fair
doing?
enough. Fair enough.
As far as I know, he's been holding up okay. He's been kind of flighty, just kind of trying to get in contact with him and stuff like that. As far as I know, I guess he finished out his semester because he's still in school. But
Okay.
yeah, he's difficult to get a hold of a lot of times. But I guess he's doing well. So
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I talk to him as much as I can. He mentioned not wanting to record, so I recorded something with him to get him back into it.
Yeah.
Stuff
That's
like that.
And as I kind of mentioned on my channel update and everything, recording has been really hard, at least for me.
Non-existent.
Yeah, basically with this, I've been doing a lot more live streams ever since this pandemic hit, because that's been the easiest thing.
meanwhile, I've
Zorn,
revitalized
yeah.
my
I'm
channel.
down.
that's
I'm down
doing-
below. Yeah.
Which corner?
No, I'm right below you. I'm literally right
Yeah,
straight below.
yeah.
Right here.
Mhm.
Right here.
Yeah. Yes.
Zorn. Borderlands 3. Update.
Is it out right now?
The Revenge of the Cartel ends on the 5th. So we need to get on that. Get some more
Good
yellow
job.
cake. That's
Do my
too.
job.
Yeah, we need to get more yellow
All right,
cake.
Kendall. All right, I'll do it. I'll do
Yeah.
it.
Crash revitalized his channel. I tried to get back started on mine and trying to take it in a new direction, like talking for a change.
Welcome to unmute.
Unmuted.
Yeah, unmuted.
There,
it's
you
the
could use
After
that.
Dark
You could
channel.
use that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Like I started reading a visual novel
That's
because I realized that I'm not a funny person, so I might as well try to read something that I care about. So I started reading a visual novel that I like. I also realized I have the reading skills of a 4th grader.
oh, you too?
That's the thing, and Kendall could attest to this, and so could Crash. When you're on camera and you're trying to read and trying to make it legible, it's one of those things where it's just like sometimes your brain just goes, you know.
It's
Zorn,
rough.
we did a whole video on my dyslexia. We know I can't read in general.
Yes, and yet we make you always want to be the
We would do like Monster Prom and stuff
Monster
like that.
Prom. Yeah, you want to be the.
Dude, that
You
was-
know I have to use this voice.
Well, the
'cause
last
it's
one that we
amazing.
did, whenever that was, sometime last year, was like in November or whatever. You got that whole Damien sidetracked special thing where it was like, I think you had like 50% of the lines in the entire
Yeah.
video.
Yeah, that's true. And using his voice fucking hurts.
Yep.
But using this voice is just as amazing. Also, Mute, that's fucking funny.
What is
The picture.
the picture? Oh, it's
I don't know what you're-
classic.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's
I have
just a picture of
to
his
hold
mic
on.
stand.
I will use the phone to figure this
There's
out.
There's so
That's-
many. I could send you
that's
all
fucking
so many.
That's fucking funny.
That's his running stick.
As a person that draws stuff like that,
Or I'll straight up send Dordle just pictures like that. Like I'll be like, "Hey man, check out this." I'll be like, "Did you see this new screenshot from the new game?" And he's like, "No," and I'll just send. And he'll get so mad.
I see. I
I'll be
see.
like,
All right.
Dordle, I made some pixel art for you, and he's like, "Oh, sure, send it."
But anyway, this is about the Essential Podcast. We're kind of getting off track because we're getting a little bit,
It's essential to fuck with Dr. Dordle.
Yeah. Also, question: is it bad that I actually know the name of one of those characters?
No.
Jesus.
No. Okay. Good.
Degeneracy.
Yeah, but we're kind of getting towards the end of this because we're getting a little slap happy. But I just kind of wanted to ask, like, once this quarantine's, I don't want to say done because potentially there could be a second wave coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we might be just back to square
Here in
one.
Mississippi, the last couple of days, surprise, surprise, have been some of we've had a spike. It's the most cases over the weekend. And
what'd you expect?
Yesterday. Yeah, what'd you expect? Everybody went back to work. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's over. Happy day,
Everyone
celebration."
went
It's like,
to
no, you
the beach,
fucking
especially
idiot.
in Alabama.
Pandemics don't last weeks. They last months or years.
Exactly.
All right?
Yeah.
This is a facet of our life now.
Yeah, and it's one of those where we're obviously not on the front lines, but we're still, in the back trying to keep, a lot of people, fed, their money's taken care of, their products are getting delivered, and, just keeping people alive and, I don't want to say mentally stimulated because a lot of people, have, found that problem with the mental stimulation that it is a problem for them. But, we are here to hopefully, meet the basic needs of most people, obviously.
Get their dish soap, man.
Yeah. Hey,
Dish soap and toilet paper.
oh
my God.
Gotta get that.
That fucking pallet of toilet paper and baby wipes.
That's a story we might have to say for another time. But I just wanted to ask, like, when this comes to an end, because it'll either come to an end via we either have to live with this thing forever, like, there'll be a vaccine or, some other third option. I don't fucking know because I'm, just a dumb hick farmer here. What are your plans after quarantine, basically? Like, what do you want to go do kind of deal? Is there anything like special or is there just, just get back to normal?
I know that my family, a lot of times every year, we try to take a immediate family. So my parents, me and my brothers, our significant others and kids who have them, all try and take like a week vacation, the beach. It was a thing that I did with my extended family, with my mom's side of the family, all the cousins and aunts and uncles and my grandparents and everything like that. We did for a decade plus, and we're trying to continue that tradition. Hopefully, maybe in like September or October, it'll be safe to travel and to go do that. If not, then we'll just have to wait it out and do it next year or whenever it is that it's safe. But that's one thing that we're kind of looking forward to, that we look forward to every year, is having that week, somewhere else to kind of all relax together and hang together and stuff like that. Other than that, I'm looking forward to just kind of like seeing some people in person. I mean, I've been able to, once again, with this type of media and everything like that, been able to stay in contact with a lot of people. And also, there are, of course, tons of video games, and of course now with like Tabletop Simulator and a lot of other board game companies have their own like apps that are for sale either on like mobile devices or through PC or something like that I've been able to play board games. There's a lot of people that like a board game crew that I would play with like once a month or so often, that I'm looking forward to seeing them and talking to them and everything like that. I've got a group of friends that were about to start up D&D I think this coming weekend, and they for the longest time were like, hey, so who's traveling? Are y'all coming here? They live like 3 hours away. I was like, first of all, even if there wasn't a quarantine, even if there wasn't a fucking pandemic, we weren't going to travel 3 hours every other weekend to come and just to play D&D. Like, even we love y'all, it's great, but that's like a big hassle. Or for y'all to come and visit us, we don't want to put that on y'all. We would still want to do it online anyway. But it's so weird that so many people that I thought were a little safer, a little smarter, I'm learning are a little too gung-ho and don't really understand really like the
nuances,
importance, and the nuances and the depth of the situation, and really how long it is going to last, and really how long we do have to continue doing what we're doing in order to get this thing, because there's no cure, there's no vaccine, there's no preventative. The only preventative things are what, stay away from people, and make sure that you aren't breathing in or breathing on other people if you're possibly infected or anything like that. And that's just stopping the spread. There's cures, but it's curing the symptoms. It's basically you just go home and you wait it out, because it's like a fever, and you hope that it doesn't scar up your lungs and kill you. Yeah. Or exactly when you're immunocompromised, trying to fight that off, that something else doesn't show up and like pneumonia all of a sudden like populates and takes you out or something like that. Like this is a thing that until there is a known cure or a known vaccine, a known and proven way for us to defend ourselves against it, or for us to get rid of it once somebody has it, we've just got to continue taking these steps. That's the only, otherwise it's here and it sucks. And that's just, just got to continue being smart. Luckily, like I can imagine this thing happening like 20 years ago or 50 years ago. We are so blessed to live in this age, I think, with like fast internet and everything like that, being almost, it should be at this point a utility, but being so ubiquitous amongst most of the states, most of the countries and everything like that, that there is still that interconnectivity between friends, between workplaces. A lot of people, I think, one thing that I hope is a silver lining that comes out of this whole thing is that a lot of workplaces will see that, hey, we don't have to have every single person come in every single day, every single second, and like micromanage them in person and everything like that, that they still can be responsible at home. They can work from home because that'll save them stress. That'll save them money on gas and everything like that. That saves them time. Like my commute every day to and from during a normal work day, like now that people are starting to go back to work, that's another hour out of my life. I would love to get that hour back if I could do my job from home. Think about that I would have an extra like 5 hours to myself 5 hours of free time back every single week. That just, even if I didn't wind up doing anything constructive, just having that as a stress relief and stuff like that. And some other people, of course, spend much more money and much more time getting to and from their jobs when they probably could do them from home. I hope that what happens is when we come out the other side of this, that a lot of employers realize that, hey, people can still work from home and still do a good job, and we can still continue paying them the same wages. And it saves them money too, because they don't have the overhead of needing like a large space to rent, or as many cubicles, or as many whatever. Like if you have fewer people working there, then you don't have to run the AC as much, or you can go and rent a smaller building, which saves the company money. Like there's so many benefits to it that I hope that what we've been doing as a society for millennia, where people have to get up and go to a job in order to do work. Now, the internet has only been like a common popular, and what I mean by popular, I mean like in-home kind of commonplace thing for the last maybe like 25 years. It is a very new technology. It is a very new communication type. And I think we're just not using it to its fullest extent. And this is kind of forcing people to realize, oh, hey, we can use this thing for much more good than we have already been using it for. And we can, I hope that when we come out the other side of this, it'll be kind of like a new age of communication, a new age of working and stuff like that, and kind of breaking that up. Because that's what people have done forever, is you have to get up and go to a place where the work is. And now that you can just do some of your work from home, like what all is that going to change emotionally, mentally, physically, as well as for commerce and stuff like that. If people have extra time and extra funds and everything like that, I hope that that's the case, and people won't be like, all right, everybody back to the mines. I think that would be bullshit. That would suck. So here's hoping. I'm trying to be optimistic about this whole thing, but nah.
That's fair, and you do need some optimism right now in this time. Kendall, I know you're going to go on a tirade about what you want to do, but let's go to Butte first real quick.
Just for what's going to happen after, I just hope that, like, especially my store, they understand that they need people, because like I left on a dime, and they still haven't found a replacement for me, and I've been gone for 3-4 weeks. That slot was empty and being filled by people working double shifts and people working shifts at half their shift in there and half shift out on the floor and stuff like that. It's just, see ya. It's just, you bigger corporations have to understand that, especially on a lower end spectrum like that. I'm 20 years old. I don't have to work there. I that's not my career. You know what I mean? My career is not frying chicken at Kroger. And like, I have a certification. I can get a job at a hospital if I want to. There's nothing, especially right now, they'd hire me on the spot. I have all the certifications I need to work in a hospital and stuff like that. The only reason I'm coming back is because it's a whole lot easier than applying for a new job. And I like my job because I get to sit in the kitchen and not deal with anybody if I don't want to. If I want to deal with people, I'll go out there and deal with people. But usually I like to hang out in meat department or go bother the people in produce because they're beneath me. 'Cause they work in produce.
I mean, I
But
don't
they
know
had a
about
bunch of
that,
people
but-
quit. They had a bunch of people leave and a bunch of people go on suspension or something like that. You know,
Indefinite hiatus or whatever.
yeah, stuff like, you know, people who had been wanting to leave for weeks and they found a reason, and that was their reason, was them not wanting to work there. And even places in my town, because the grocery store's out in my town, even places in my town, people that have been working at jobs for 10 years just stopped because they didn't want to work during this. And now they don't have a job.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that it's a lot more on entry level positions. They're not going to be, I'm hoping that they're not treating us like we're college graduates, stuff like that. They could get a monkey to do my job. They could get anybody to do my job. So like if I leave, there's no reason in waiting for me to coming back. It's just putting stress on all the other people that work there. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So now you, Kendall, what are your plans for once this quarantine's done kind of deal?
I mean, nothing has changed. I'm still dealing with the same people, not really going out. If anything, I can actually probably go visit my grandparents, possibly if they decide to hold off on the funeral for my Theo Arthur, who died yesterday. That was interesting news to find out.
My
Rest in
condolences.
peace, Theo Arthur. So if I don't know if my the Mexican side of my family is planning on holding off on the funeral, because we only got one of my great grandma's parents children left, which is my Thea Herm. So there's that. So go visit my grandparents. Still, if needed, still wear this to their house because once again, dealing with the elderly,
Right.
and seeing how my grandpa just also got admitted out of the hospital about 2 weeks ago due to, if I remember correctly, it was low blood sugar. I don't remember if it was low blood pressure or sugar. It was one of those. I think it was low blood pressure.
I'm sure because low blood sugar, you just eat a pancake and you're good to go.
Yeah, so go and visit them, see how they're doing after 2-3 months, possibly a year's worth of not seeing any of their grandchildren / children.
Yeah.
Or great grandchildren, because we're actually two. I don't remember if we're on 2 or 3 greats. I think we're on 2.
Damn.
That would be 2 is still really impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no, we're on 2. We're on 2.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Right.
Damn.
No. Wait, hold on.
yeah. Hold on. He's got to count.
They're not that great. No.
Carolyn 88. Okay, yeah. We're on great grandchildren, so we're on 2 greats.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, so
That's impressive.
go and visit them, see how they're doing. We actually had a plan. Well, me and my coworkers actually had a plan before everything got fucking shut down. At one point, our job was giving away basically free unpaid time for about a month and a half. So if you didn't want to show up to work, you just like, well, it's fucking free. I don't have to use any of my shit. Or you can take the entire fucking day off if you felt like it. I've known friends that took it off for that entire 2 goddamn months that it was happening. They're like, fuck it, I'm just going to take advantage of it. I ain't got to be at work for 2 months and they're not going to take anything from me besides a paycheck. But that's a story for a different time. The plan was to go to, well, in my case, it's that direction, Buffalo Wild Wings, and just have drinks and wings with coworkers.
Nice.
And it was going to be a party. We had about 10 fucking people ready to go. And then all of a sudden, and we're on shutdown. So everything, boom. I was like, oh, fuck. And it was funny because it was literally the week before everything shut down for us. I was like, God damn it.
So
it was like, all right.
you would want to go back to Buffalo Wild Wings kind of deal.
So
Just
we're probably gonna attempt to get all 10 of those people. I know one of them is on parental leave because his girlfriend just had their kid. So we'll wait for him to get back. Like I said, he's like, no, he's like, I can't go. I'm like, well, he's like, my girlfriend's gonna get pissed if I drink. I'm like, you don't have to drink. You can just go for the company. Granted,
you got the food
I'm
too.
I'm gonna I only live fucking 3 minutes away from the goddamn place, so I can get plastered and drive home.
Or walk.
No, I've done it before. I've done it from Modesto, and that shit is about fucking 45 minutes away. I got my car home safely. But
right.
but yeah, don't do that. I know my friends, my two friends from the other facility who I actually go out and see. They got their promotions over at the new facility that opened over here. So for us, that's going to be to celebrate their promotions over there. So once again, getting wings because that was our thing. There's a lot of Buffalo Wild Wings that's going to happen once this shit's over.
Nice.
Let's just leave it at that.
Nice.
Yeah, celebrate their promotions. Coworkers just trying to relieve stress, go out, hang out, and all that shit. Visit grandparents. Visit possibly what's the word? English, help me, please. Attend. There we go. Attend a funeral.
Okay.
And probably not have to go to work wearing this fucking thing anymore. Because, my God, just wearing this and glasses fucking suck.
Oh,
Yes.
it's awful.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, cool. Just what I wanted to see. Fog.
I gotta wear my glasses like all the way down here.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I had to switch to my other glasses. I can't wear these ones at all. I had to switch to the wire frames.
That's the
I was
one.
wearing
Okay,
I was
go ahead.
wearing glasses up until about like 2 weeks ago, and I traded into contacts. I usually kind of wear contacts for a little bit and give my eyes a rest and wear glasses, and so I've been wearing glasses for most of this time. And yeah, same thing. It's like fucking end of the nose, like a school marm.
No, probably if anything, probably get LASIK and then visit a goddamn dentist because it's been years.
Oh, I want to
Yeah.
get all my teeth pulled.
A year and a half.
Cold?
maybe.
Yeah,
I
want to
think-
get
Are you gonna get? Oh wait, I was about to say, are you gonna get him replaced? Or are you just gonna be like applesauce man for life?
Applesauce man for life.
You've worked with old people for way too long, and you're becoming a premature old person.
Yes, the good old tapioca.
Y'all can't read what my hat says.
Greatest grandpa.
He's the greatest
Yeah.
That's the greatest grandpa, yeah.
I've been
Oh,
wondering.
yeah.
I got another story behind that, but we're running out of time for that one.
Zorn, what plans do you have after all of this is said and done?
Just
The biggest one is I want to go. No, I want to go visit my brother. I haven't seen him in over 2 years.
Mm.
No, Kendall. No.
Please don't bring that. No, he just talked about his brother. Please don't bring this into the conversation.
Yeah, we don't need the nut button.
We don't need the nut button right
like I said, I haven't seen him in over 2 years, and basically with him, he wasn't an essential worker, and he kind of got screwed during this whole ordeal. Luckily, his job is still wanting him back when he's done, so that's good. But for this whole time, he's kind of been a little down in the dumps. He's been, just alone, kind of like I am, and I want to go see him, just have a nice meal, and just basically talk, see how he's doing, kind of deal. Because like I said, I haven't talked with him face to face. I'd like to go see my parents. Haven't seen them since Christmas last year. We had plans to get together and do some things, but obviously those have kind of fallen through with everything that's going on. And I was hoping to, as most of you guys know, and you would know this, Crash, I go to Austin, Texas every year. I'm not going there this year. I'm putting that off till next year. So I don't know if I'm going to travel this year.
Hey, but think about how much money that'll save you. That'll
I
go
know.
in savings. That's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Also, I'm gonna go get I'm also gonna go get another tattoo on this arm. that was planned and got ruined by the COVID thing. Like that was my birthday present to me this year. But I
Is that I need to get my 2?
Yeah. And actually Kendall will like this. It's gonna be Mad Moxie.
Nice.
And she's gonna be basically.
You said you're gonna get every character you played in Borderlands?
No, this one has actually evolved since this COVID thing happened. I'm actually going to get Mad Moxie wearing a basically Borderlands style mask.
Okay,
because
cool. Like one of the Berserker or what is it called?
Psycho
Barbarian?
Mask.
Psycho Mask.
Thank you.
Because they actually do have like the breathing apparatus on the bottom, so you cut that in half, and it'll remind me of the time when, you know, I was considered an essential worker. You know what I mean?
Granddad, what does that tattoo mean? Let me tell you. Quarantine, Timmy.
Let me tell you about the time I couldn't leave my house and I had to, you know, basically go to work, go to sleep, and eat all at this, you know.
Yes, this fantastic rack reminds me of the pandemic.
Actually, no, it's just gonna be her face. Just gonna be her face.
Oh, okay.
Granddad, you want a Corona beard? Zorn having Vietnam flashbacks of toilet paper. But no, I'm planning on getting 2 tattoos, but they're gonna be like right here on my wrists.
Okay, yeah. I don't know about that yet. But
and they're gonna be web slingers.
Yeah, I'm gonna have like 2 small pictures, like one right here and then one right here.
Nice.
I'm not too big on tattoos.
I'm gonna have an extra life.
Pretty straight edge. Continue being straight edge.
Yeah, you be straight edge.
Yeah.
No, CM Punk was straight edge and he had tattoos.
But I mean,
we're not going to talk about wrestling.
It's up to you with the tattoos. But to make it, I mean, those are my biggest plans. And obviously, I would like to go on the vacation with my dad that I always take up north. Every year to go hunting. You know, that's one of the things is that the COVID has actually given me is more time, because I would have taken time off to go to Austin, Texas, but I actually get to spend it with my dad now. So,
question: when was Father's Day?
It passed.
No, that was Mother's Day. Father's Day is this month. I don't know, but
I will let you know in a second.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh,
yeah,
Crash went blue.
I get to go jet skiing
June 21st. So
June 21st.
3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So jet skiing, jackass, sweet.
Yeah, that's my plans and kind of deal. But you know, hey, that's been basically, you know, what we've experienced with this whole thing. You know, oh, hello, Crash.
Happy to have you back.
He died.
Whoops. But yeah, so that's, I mean, being an essential worker, you can definitely see the spectrum here. You know, we've had some that have had it really good. We've had some that, you know, want to, you know, basically strangle the life out of their boss, I guess. You know, we've had some that, you know, just aren't enjoying it. And then we've had, you know, very stressed people. I mean, there's a whole spectrum of essential workers out there that, you know, we've been feeling. And obviously we covered a little bit of that, but I'm sure there's a lot more that, you know, other people are feeling. So we just wanted to say that we understand that not everybody's experienced the same quarantine as everyone, but these are just, you know, hopefully some of the stories that, you know, you can see from our perspective about like what we hope is going to happen, what we experienced while during it, and just also, you know, what we hope for the future. And, you know, I hope that you find this entertaining. I hope it gets you through your day if you need it. And I just, you know, I hope that we were able to provide, you know, maybe a little bit of last, but, you know, some insight of what some essential workers that aren't exactly on the front lines of, you know, this epidemic. So we'd like to thank you guys for watching, and, you know, hope you're having a good night. And, you know, oh, yes, Kendall.
Zorn, because I got to look down here because you're.
Yes,
here.
I'm looking up at you.
Yeah. So, question. We're getting the other two, right? The medical worker and the Walmart worker for the next one, right?
We're gonna try. That all depends on you, Crash.
I'm both.
Well, no, you gotta remember we have other friend.
Medical.
Yes.
That is medical worker / military.
Oh, yeah, him. Yeah, we can definitely. Yeah, I mean,
don't forget.
Okay, yeah. Okay, now look back to the camera. Yeah, we might be doing another one of these. We'll have to see. It all depends on what's going on with life and everything. But this was kind of, again, like I said in the beginning of this, this was kind of a drunk idea I had where it's just like, I actually know a lot of essential workers. Let's have, you know, an hour and a half or, you know, 2 or whatever, you know, to sit down and talk with just like what we've experienced, you know?
Tales from the quarantine.
Tales of the quarantine.
Tales of the Quarantine, the essential podcast. There's our title. TM.
Horrible. Oh my god, that's the worst.
It's been about this thing's been about 2 hours.
If Mute disapproves, then you've got a good thing going.
Yep,
All right. But again, I just like to thank everybody who watched this, and no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, just know we're all here for you, and we're all trying our best to help you out. So no matter what, take care, and be safe.
Stop hoarding all the butthole paper. Also, goddamn.
Yeah, please stop hoarding all the paper. But thank you guys.
Share your shit tickets.
Exactly. And with that, thank you guys for watching, and as always, enjoy the show.
Fucking